Hello and welcome. This is Anna Rose White, and I'm with Beehive Quilt Shop. And today is our 7th day of Christmas. It is Sunday afternoon. It is about 12:15, probably 12:17 by now. And Sunday's just such a great day. And it happens to be a great day for several different reasons. One is that it is December 7th, which is not only Katie Norton, one of my dearest friends, and one of she is part of the big part of Beehive, how we work. But Katie Norton has her birthday today. Kaffe Fassett's birthday is today. His birthday, he's turned 88. I'll let Katie go with an anonymous birthday. But I'm very excited for her for today's birthday. But anyway, it's an exciting day. And to celebrate, I made my classic chocolate cake. So this is White Mountain frosting and a very chocolate cake. It has chocolate ganache in between the layers. And if you buy something from today's day of 12 days of Christmas, I'm going to have the recipe printed off and it's just going to go in each of your bags. So if you buy anything from the 7th day of Christmas today, and you fill out our website, which is on beehivequiltshop.com, it has all the instructions of how to order. This only goes from December 1st through the December 12th during the year. So if you are watching this on YouTube and after the fact, just know that we'll have, it'll be later on in the world for that. But so you're going to get the recipe, but it is Jen Kingwell's honorary book release day. This is called Gathered. It's Recipes 2 is the name of the book. Gathered is the name of the book. It is Quilt Recipes Volume 2. And behind me and this beautiful cake is this beautiful quilt my friend Jennifer made. It is called Daylesford, and this is actually the second version of the quilt she's made. This is her cozy Christmas version, and it's just wonderful. But this pattern is in this book, which it is not on today's day, but what is on today's day is the sequel to this book. So if you've read Quilt Recipes, this is full of quilting recipes and actual recipes of how to make cake and all kinds of other delicious things. But this Daylesford quilt's one of our very, very favorite patterns from this book. And I think, I've decided it's not on 12 Days of Christmas, but we are going to have kits for this Christmas version. They're going to be marvelous. They're not going to be available during 12 Days of Christmas, but we are going to curate it soon. So you can always put it in the comments of today's form if you do want to get the Christmas Daylesford. You can spell it however you want to. I'll figure it out. But anyway, Quilt Recipes, Daylesford. Thank you, Jennifer, for giving us the backdrop. But it is a Jen Kingwell pattern. She is an Australian designer. She owns her own quilt shop. She designs her own fabric. She writes her own book. She has templates, all kinds of stuff. So it's cake day. Quilt recipes. I'm going to put this down. Mom's going to take the cake away because I'm sure you all are like, Anna Rose, what's happening? And yes, this beautiful cake platter, which is also, is this from Grandma Vina? It's maybe.
Yes, it is. Oh, for sure.
So anyway, I talked about my Grandma Vina yesterday, who is my mom's mom, who is my mom's. Anyway, we love Grandma Vina. And so the cake is going.
Sure, and I'll tell you, I did have a piece, and so did Jan. It is
Yes.
quite enjoyable.
Because this book was supposed to come out in October here in the U.S., and it was going to line up perfectly with Jan Brody's birthday. And then it was delayed off of the ships. And so it became the honorary belated birthday, but, it was actually because of a shipping container delay. So anyway, we're very excited. This book is on sale. It is on a special deal if you buy it through our 12 Days of Christmas. We will probably still have it it's always going to be at a great price. It is a hardback book. These papers are absolutely fabulous. And I love how she does her dedication. So this is dedicated to all of you that showed so much love to Quilt Recipes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. How she dedicated Quilt Recipes is dedicated to my mother, whose love for baking matched my love of quilts. And I just think that is exceptional. And I'm so lucky that I get to work with my mom almost every day. I don't know how many other people get that joy. And yes, there are sometimes moments we are still a mother-daughter. We're human, but it is so cool that I get to spend so much time with my mom. And so she's the theme of the day. The theme of the day is birthdays and cake and Jen Kingwell. So we're going to get busy because it is Sunday. Who knows when you're watching this, but Gathered is a beautiful book, and it has several exceptional patterns in it, and that are kind of the themes of today. Mom's going to get me my magical paper handout so that I don't get lost at what I'm showing. As if you watch our Facebook Lives and content, you know that I frequently call my mom the fabric fairy. But this is the quilt called Upgrade, and this is the one that it's the most similar to Daylesford in the quilt, and the fact that it's kind of a round robin, choose your own adventure. It is beautiful, fabulous, spectacular photography in the quilt. And I think this would be really fun to do the background fabric out of some chambrays. And so on today's special, we're going to talk about that. But Gathered is the book. All these patterns that are in here are only available in the book. That's the way to get them. But one of the featured projects is this one, and I'm calling it Trentum, is how I'm going to say it. I'm not Australian, so I don't have my cool phrase, but I think that this is a rock star, amazing, amazing pattern. It is the acrylic templates. They are in at a special price if you buy it through 12 Days of Christmas. This pattern is also available in a foundation paper piece pad. I just have to slice this open to show you just a little bit. Thank you, Ken Okla, for these amazing scissors, by the way. We're just going to slice this open real quick, just like we would a piece of cake. But again, if you're just watching this is our 7th day of Christmas. Oh, is this painful to watch? This one will just have to be mine. Oh, but I got it perfect. So this is how her paper pads come. So it opens up like a book. And in here is you're going to have, I believe it's 80... That's how a lot of her, 115 sheets. So it's to make the whole quilt. So those beautiful diamonds for Trentum is all packaged up. So this would help you do it where you can hand piece it or machine piece it. This is if you're going to go the route of foundation paper piecing, which we have a lot of foundation paper piecers in the Beehive world. And this is a great project. So it's kind of a log cabin diamond style. But it's just gorgeous. So this was the big inspiration of this quilt and Jen Kingwell for some of our fabric bundles for today. So those again are at great prices. Not on today's live, but just so you know, is we have other acrylic templates that are from quilts like Hazel that's in the book. And Not Amazing, that's funny. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Maybe we should do that as a pun more often. That's not amazing, except for that's negative, but it is a not, so it's cute. Okay, we're moving on. So, yes. So I'm going to keep stacking up my pile like I would a good cake. We're just going to make this pile all very nice. So because of several patterns that are in both of those books, I really think if you're looking to, I'll borrow Kelly's word, if you're looking to zhuzh up your background fabric, then this chambray from Tilda would be amazing. So I have a special 3-yard cut of this Tilda chambray. They're usually $17.99 is how much they cost. I have it in at a special price. And you can get a denim 3-yard cut because I just think that'd be beautiful. So it could be several different shades of Tilda, but it's definitely going to be a chambray from Tilda that is blue. So if you want a special deal, that is on day 7's piece. If you're as excited as I am about the Uptown quilt, especially if you did our Daylesford block of the month from years past, we put in a few rulers today that filter along with that. So we have the 3.5-inch Quilter Select ruler in at a great price. We have the Block Lock 2.5-inch ruler. If you're not familiar with Block Lock, there's great YouTube videos. We also have an option today that you can click and we will send you how to make 8 half-square triangles at a time. But this is it's a great little ruler. They actually have a groove that's inset in here so that it will hug your seam allowance and you get a perfect 45-degree angle how you sewed your piece. So because of how Block Lock system works, is that they have you use an oversized piece of fabric to be able to trim it down this way. And I really think that most patterns, it's barely any more than what you would need to buy if you were just following along with the pattern. But you do make an oversized block to do that. You can either use the same existing fabric requirements of whatever you're working on and sew with a scant scant seam, or you can do their oversized block method and still sew a true 1/4 inch seam to use their templates. But if you know Block Lock, you love them. If you don't have the 2.5-inch, it is perfect. It's a great way to experiment, great gift, beautiful piece of acrylic plastic. We also have the 2.5-inch Quilter Select one, which is still amazing, but doesn't have that inset seam. So if you're looking for a perfect 2.5-inch ruler to trim up your pieces, Quilter Select is always a home run because of their perfectly frosted backsides. Isn't that just fun? So here we go. I have both of those things. I didn't end up getting that on the live. So again, I have a click thing on the paper. If you
still tell them about that real quick.
Well, we have foundation papers. They're really wonderful. And this is the size in the upgrade quilt that's in this book, this is another one of the sizes that's in that pattern that you would need. So it's just another way to do square in a square. There's lots of different ways to do it, but I do think foundation paper piecing is the most accurate way to get the shape of a block for the most amount of joy. I don't even want to say the least amount of frustration, the most amount of joy. Another project that's in this book, Gathered, is something called Nightshade, which if you are a Tula Pink person, Mom's looking for the YouTube camera and the Facebook one. But we have Nightshade is in the Gathered book, and it is a really cool circle pattern, and it makes a 24-inch cushion. So the Australians call them cushions instead of pillows. I think that's very fun. So if you are tired of the word pillow, start using the word cushion and you'll feel fancy. Which, by the way, my outfit is inspired by Jen Kingwell because I have 2 different types of leopard stripes and a solid. So if you notice, there's a lot going on, and that's part of the charm of Jen Kingwell's books and her fabric selection. And so I just decided to have a lot going on today in my wardrobe. But Gathered, Nightshade, a really cool project. You can get the templates for it. That project does not have foundation papers, but you can order the templates at a special price. So if you know someone who loves circle quilts, if you know someone who wants challenge, both of those are a great idea. Our next fun thing for the 7th day of Christmas is we have a very special curated box of Beehive Trailhead Company thread. And, oh yeah, yes, she's going to show you. Again, this is not something you can click and buy in the form. It is something that we carry every day at Beehive Quilt Shop. This is a 24-inch cushion. So this is the scale of that big circle quilt. And again, we're going to replace the word pillow and call them cushions.
Sure.
I'm sure my water's right there. Be careful. Oh, Mom made me tea. I forgot to tell you what I was drinking. She made me... And I didn't give the weather report, but
they look like that when they come in the shop. The cuddle dreams.
Oh, the pillows, why they're exciting is because they are vacuum packed and they are memory foam. So they are not your ordinary cushion. Shannon Cuddle makes the best pillow forms, in my opinion, because of this memory foam, because of how it's packaged, how easy it ships. We do ship internationally and domestically. And if Mom's ready, do you trust us? Mom used to play basketball in high school. She was actually good at sports. I only swam, but I knew she could catch it, and she did. But Jen Kingwell is well known for her hand piecing and her hand quilting. She has great tutorials on YouTube about that. I watched several of them yesterday myself. But we have some beautiful 8-weight thread from a company called Trailhead. They're awesome. They're out of Canada, but they have their beautiful 8-weight thread is on metal bobbins. You can save those and recycle them into the company. They call them acorn bobbins. There's 20 yards of thread on each box, but we have our own beautifully curated Beehive collection that has 3 different shades of yellow and gold, a black and a white. So really classic combination. I think if you've watched this before as well, my grandma Hart is the one who taught us how to quilt. And grandma said that every quilt should have yellow in it. So a way to sneak that in is in the quilting, because yellow is just such a happy sunshine color. It's the color of joy. It's the color of creativity. And that's also what Sundays are about slowing down. Take note. But it's about slowing down. It's about creativity. It's about spending time with your family, and your friends. And we love getting to help people. But anyway, yellow thread. So it's great combination, great price. We also have where you can buy this bundle combined with big stitch needles that are perfect for using a chunkier thread, like an 8-weight or a 12-weight thread. So you can buy just this by itself for a great price, or you can get it bundled with a set of needles that's amazing, or you can get the needles by themselves. So that's the special on today's
and you might tell them that the needles,
shenanigans.
Aren't they special?
I heard the word noodles, but I know you said needles.
Needles.
Yes.
The needles are specially designed, the eye of it, for the thicker thread.
Yes, I said that. 8-weight or 12-weight works great for it. Really great. Another thing we have coming, it's not physically here, but there's plenty of them for you to get. One of the most frequent questions we get asked is, what is the best marking pencil? I can't tell you how many times every day people ask us this question. Because of Jen Kingwell's hand piecing and her hand quilting, I really trust her advice. and she has this mechanical pencil that she's designed that works best for doing that. It is a lead-based marking pencil, but it comes with the ink and the instructions of how it washes away. And again, it's for the tops of quilts because that's how she marks her hand quilting. And it also works for marking on the back of something. So it doesn't come in lots of colors. There's more information about it, but if you like Jen, trust Jen and get her marking pencil. And we've got that in at a great price. I don't know, did I have anything else on that page? I gave it back to you. I don't know.
That was it.
I think that was it. I listened to, I love asking our like locals that we see more often. And so Jane was in the other day and I was like, Jane, what are you looking for 12 days? And she's like, those small scissors. She's like, mine fell into my tub of scraps. And she's like, I just have not dug through them. And I was like, oh, I can put that on there. I also know that at home I have at least 8 pairs of scissors because the same thing happens to me all the time. So this is not the pretty version of it. I didn't get it unboxed in time, but we have a great pair of little scissors. The photo is in our link, which again, you can find on the homepage of Beehive Quilt Shop. If you're watching this after the fact, they're a great Riley Blake scissor, and you can get them in 1s, 3s, or 5s. So you can get them for you can get extra insurance scissors for yourself, or you can get them for friends to share, whatever you need to do. So that's pretty fun. I put a great link in the form of how Jen Kingwell selects her fabrics, and it's a very enjoyable video. So if selecting fabrics and if you want to be bolder in how you pick out your fabric choices, like doing a quilt like this, you really build your confidence on selecting fabrics, because you do have to think about what's in the middle, what's going to the side, what's going to be up here 7 rows from now. If that is something that kind of overwhelms you, doing a quilt like this is going to make it easier, because you're going to do it as a practice and you're going to get good at it, just because you will. So if you want some of her individual coaching on how that happens, it was such a good video. I'm going to watch it several more times, but she says her philosophy of how you choose color is the Mother Nature style. And I thought that was really cool. So she describes, it's very poetic and Australian, so it's very nice to listen to. But she just says it's like looking into a meadow and you see the flowers that are there, and there's yellow and there's green and there's pink and she just went on and listed all these colors, and she walks you through how she stacks fabric together. So after watching her video, I love curating fabrics for people. One of my favorite jobs here at the store. But I put together an art gallery selection of several different lines, and I stacked them in a way that makes sense. If I had more time, I would go into infinite detail about this. And who knows, maybe we'll shoot another video. But really how the colors blend together. But one of the smallest essential pieces of her advice, which again, I would watch Jen Kingwell's video on her color selection, is that you go from fabric to fabric and you pick, this is a little out of order from how I had it, but you go through and let me just pull, these ones were together. I'll make them go. But anyway, here we go. So you start off with this little piece of fabric, and there's this tiny little peach coral color that's in there, and then you pull the smallest amount of color that's from this piece, and it migrates to this selection of fabric. Does this look good on the cameras? Can they see? So this tiny bit of peach blends in with the pops of peach that are here in this fabric, and then this fabric has this really warm nutmeg color, and that is the background of this piece, which really has a strong element. And then the dark stems in this piece really come out in this amber, really beautiful color of fabric. And so how those all talk together, they make sense. But if you just pulled this and this fabric together, you'd be like, I don't know, it kind of works, maybe not. But when you start telling the story of how the colors go together, you're able to curate quilts that look like Jen Kingwell's with the variety of color and the depth of color.
Yeah, I just thought you might just show them some of those.
We're being too ornery today. This is not in the 7 days of spring or 7 days of Christmas.
See the palette. I just think it's really.
It's beautiful. It goes with Anthology super well. So this is a cozy art gallery bundle. I would get it 12 fat quarters. Looks beautiful. But we did the same thing. I'm gonna put this over here. That was so nicely done.
There's just a color example. Look at that.
Yeah. So we have another pair that's pink. We don't have them all folded, but they're gorgeous. Same story, pink art gallery. Feel the difference. It's lovely. It's at an awesome price. I put I think I put this in at a good deal, right? I maybe 3-yard cut of art gallery fabric right here. This is a wide back. It's beautiful. And this is an art gallery. It's called Aqua de Rose Floral, 108 inches. It would be marvelous to put on the backs of either one of those quilts, just because even though that one quilt is very fall themed, putting on a big flashy flower is just more fun. We have other things that work well for that, but it's just more fun to have more color. So if you've not seen that wide back, if you know someone that really looks for floral, if you know someone who does clothing, that's more of a sateen wide back type style. So it's going to drape really nice. If you make clothes out of it, it'd be great for curtains. Lots of good things.
Ooh, that probably looked really great in your quilt room. Maybe?
Maybe not, but it's okay. So a little bit of this and that. This is a specialty pattern at a super great price, and this is limited, so I don't even know if there's still some left. But this is a super cute little kind of, it's just very organic how the pieces are done. The pattern's super interesting. It makes a little 5x7 zippy pouch, and it's called This and That, which is the name also of the cool antique shop that's just opened up here in downtown Wellington. Follow them on Facebook and definitely go visit them the next time you're here in town. Okay, here's the biggest winner of today so far from all of you early birds. This book. This is a book. It's a layer cake book. It's $19.99. It can't get any better than this. It says, create stunning quilts with easy 10-inch squares. And the graphics in this book are just extraordinary. They are all full of simple quilts. It doesn't have a lot of, I keep saying the word garbly goop this week. I read Dr. Seuss to my children. I don't know how else to explain it. It's in my vocabulary. There's not a lot of excess words in this book. There are just excellent pictures and graphics. So if you are a visual person, or if reading a pattern can get overwhelming because there's so many words and so many directions and you can't filter it through, this really book it's excellent. So it would be great for a beginner quilt. It would be for that reason be a great gift. It's also great for you if you're an existing quilter and you just want to break and you want to do something nice. Or if you've organized your quilt room and you realize you have a lot of layer cakes and you're like, what was I going to do with those again? This book is going to give you some of the answers. So it's just fantastic. I just highly recommend it. Great book. It's already the top pick for today, $19.99. It's a good sale price. And it's written by Carolina Moore, who Mom and I have both met in person. She's also the person who invented the light-up ruler. So if you know what that is, it's an LED lit-up ruler. It has a better name than that, but you'll just have to forgive me. I had this cute thing. I think it's still back by the computer. We have this super cute set of baking poles that you can add to the this and that bag, and 5x7 bag again. This and that bag, would fit a recipe postcard probably pretty well. But it's just a super cute little zipper charm. We've got that at a great price. The other fun thing we have is we're going vintage because Jen Kingwell's vintage. Kaffe is a good vintage. Katie has just turned into a new good vintage. But Aunt Martha patterns are just super fun. So we have a super special price on Aunt Martha patterns. I don't know how fast there's going to go. They are going to be anything from tea towels to kitchen. There's several different types of kitchen towels. There's a few that are kitchen towel like cross stitch ones, and then there's some pillowcase monogram ones. So you're going to get a variety of these. Mom was telling me they sell for so much more online than what we're selling them for, but it's at a great price, and so you should get them. But fun project, great for kids, and we have a great bundle of these.
For anyone who likes to do hand embroidery.
Yeah.
So easy just to iron them on and then stitch.
But these are super high quality, good flour sack towel. So a good flour sack towel isn't going to be too crunchy. Like it has to be, like the towel I reach for in the drawer is the one that's been washed 85 times. That's the one you want. It doesn't matter if it gets stained. That little bit of whatever decorative stitching there is just so joyful to look at. So we always carry flour sack tea towels, but we have a bundle of 4 of them in at a great price for 12 days of Christmas. So it would just be a really fun gift set to get 4 of these tea towels, a new pack of Aunt Martha iron-on stitch-along things, and get some thread, which I forgot to tell you. One of the things, if you're just joining us, who knows, but we have our curated bundle of thread is on a special price, but we also have a mystery with big stitch needles. We also have a pack of, can you do these as a close-up? Can you pinch them and hold? That did not work out well. So we have lots of packs of curated colors of 5 spools of thread. And again, they're 8 weight, and you can do lots of hand quilting things with them, or you can hand embroider tea towels, whatever you want to do. But there's also a mystery color palette that you can get with the thread at a special price. But just know that we have Trailhead yarn threads, and it's just wonderful. But I was telling Mom one of my ideas. This is Tula Pink's fabric. It's from her new Tula's True Colors from Gray Work. And if you just did a nice long stitch of a big stitch in this gray area with some of that colorful thread or one of their variegateds, it would just look gorgeous. And I told Mom this would be fun even if you just did a big stitch quilting thing for a cushion front. You wouldn't even have to piece anything. Just have the joy of just practicing your hand stitching, and you would have this awesome rainbow front cover, and it would just be exceptional. So that's, again, just a fun idea. But if you're looking to do some more hand big stitch quilting and doing a whole quilt is overwhelming, think about doing a cushion size and be Australian, and it would just be a great deal. Another thing we have on today, which is also, this is always a popular day, but we have mystery layer cakes is today's thing. So there's, and it's, Mom put it in at just a heck of a good price. Because most layer cakes these days, this is being filmed in 2025, most layer cakes these days are like $48. $48 to $50 is what most layer cakes cost. Some of them go even past that. But you can get a mystery one here just during 12 days of Christmas for $39.99. So we have Halloween and Christmas ones that we're featuring. Winterly is one of them. It's a fabulous line. This one's brand new this year, but it's in the pile. Berry and Pine. This one, we, again, like there's so many people that have already ordered this. You're going to get a good layer cake, but we probably won't be able to do all the special requests because there's so many of you and there's only so many layer cakes. But this one's Christmas stitched. So there's going to be a whole variety of those. And we also have Halloween ones, but it's just a Christmas layer cake would be so fun. These book would be perfect to do for a Christmas layer cake because, again, these patterns are simple. Last year I remember doing a live, and this has art gallery fabric, isn't that fun? But I remember doing a live and telling you, like, maybe you think you've already made too many Christmas quilts, but unless you've made a Christmas quilt per person, not per household, per person, you don't have enough Christmas quilts because you need to have one per person so that when you're watching A Christmas Story or Home Alone or whatever the movie is, everybody has their own Christmas quilt to snuggle with. And that's not even counting the ones that would be on the beds. So that's just food for fact. So food for fact, food for fun. I should drink some water.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Oh, third time's a charm. Sometimes it takes a while. What did we come up with the other day? You probably weren't here. Katie and I came up with the tiger's paw. Is that it? I think that's what it was. It's like the cat's meow. That's the tiger's paw. Anyway, it's an inside joke you can all join in on. We've done that. Okay, we're almost done. Then one of the next things that we're doing, we featured these yesterday, but in a different color. And because today is Kaffe's birthday and he's 88, we're also featuring some more Kaffe silicone pads. So this one is the 8x8 peony. This one is the 8x8 Japanese chrysanthemum. And then we also have the 8x13 ones that are awesome iron cover pads. So we have 3 different colors for this. So this one's really beautiful. Depending on how you get it, you might get one of these beautiful flowers, and you might get a little bit of a butterfly, which is fun. But this is the peony. It was the flowers drawn up by Philip Jacobs, and Kaffe does all the coloring. But these are all actual fabrics from the Kaffe Fassett collective that we've had silicone coated, and they're heat resistant silicone. So they're great for iron resting pads. They're awesome to have in your quilt studio at home, but they're also really great to take on trips. And I also know several people who do custom stationery that they said, if you put a piece of paper on here, it doesn't wiggle. So for someone who's doing stamping or cards, or needs some texture for something to not be slipping on a surface, this silicone apparently is also great for that. So that is what the 7 days of Christmas is about. Those are our fun things. I hope you've enjoyed our art gallery. I hope you've enjoyed our slice of cake celebrating Gathered, Kaffe Fassett's birthday here on December 7th. Katie Norton's birthday on December 7th. And we're so excited Jen Kingwell came out with her second book. If you are interested in this quilt behind me, this is not on 7 days of Christmas, or the 12 days of Christmas on day 7. But I am so inspired by Jennifer's quilt. I really think we're going to go ahead and make kits of this. So if you're curious, you want a kit for it, you don't even know the price, just tell us in the comments. We'll download that and get back to you probably the first part of January, and get you a Christmas quilt so that you can think about making it all year. And if you want to make this, you need the original Quilt Recipes book, which is not also featured on today's live. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to get hydrated. Thanks for watching. Happy Sunday. I hope you have a restful, creative day and stay snugly warm since it's 32 degrees outside.